A security camera clicks on at 3:17 a.m., and what steps into frame isn't staggering drunk or lost. It's moving with a predator's rhythm, limbs bending in ways human joints don't allow. The dispatcher who first reviewed the footage refused to work nights for 2 weeks afterward. Police won't confirm what they collected from the scene, but the original video is already spreading, and viewers can't agree whether they're watching elaborate street theater or something that's been hiding in plain sight for longer than we want to imagine. What you're about to see includes doorbell cameras, backyard motion sensors, and infrared footage that captured beings no one was supposed to record. Deep inside, what appears to be an abandoned courtyard at night, a camera sweeps across crumbling stone walls before locking onto something perched on a metal pole.
What the heck? Is that a moth?
The figure sits motionless, humanoid but wrong, with curved horns and folded wings like a gargoyle torn from cathedral architecture. The filmer whispers in disbelief, zooming closer until a single reflective eye glares back. Skeptics insist it's a statue or elaborate prop, while others point to Mothman legends tied to disaster sightings. Personally, what unsettles me isn't the shape itself, but how it doesn't flinch when discovered, as if it's accustomed to being watched from below. The footage was recorded by a backyard security camera positioned over a livestock pen, the kind farmers install to monitor their animals through the night. What it captured instead has divided viewers sharply. The dog's reaction appears genuinely terrified, backing away before flattening itself completely as a pale, serpent-headed figure lunges over the fence with its mouth unnaturally wide. Skeptics insist it's a well-crafted prop designed to scare the animal for viral attention. Believers point to the creature's deliberate, calculated movements, the way it studies the dog before striking. Personally, what unsettles me is the timing. If this was staged, how did they know the dog would react at that exact moment? A homeowner's doorbell camera activates at 2:47 a.m., capturing something unnaturally still standing on the porch. The creature tilts its horned head slowly, as if listening to movement inside the house, then locks its glowing white eyes directly on the lens. What unsettles me most is the deliberate pause before it raises one clawed hand toward the door, fingers spread wide, testing whether anyone will respond. Some claim it's a skinwalker. Others say it's West Virginia's notorious Goat Man, finally caught on film. Personally, what I can't shake is how it doesn't flee when the second camera activates. It simply repositions itself and waits. A dirt path beside a cornfield should have been the safest place to walk at midday, but what emerged wearing human pants changed that assumption completely.
There's something walking out there. It's not a stray cat. Oh my God, it's looking right at me.
The filmer's whispered panic confirms he knew immediately this wasn't wildlife. The muscular, gray-skinned figure moved with a predator's confidence, tail swaying as it strode away. When it stopped and turned, revealing a panther-like face with eyes that ignited into glowing yellow-green orbs, the deliberate eye contact felt calculated. Some claim this is digital art. Others insist cryptids adapt by wearing discarded clothing to blend in. What unsettles me is the creature's calm. It doesn't flee or attack, just acknowledges being watched, snarls once, then continues walking. This clip spread rapidly online because viewers couldn't reconcile what they were seeing with any known animal or hoax.
It's just gone 2 a.m. and a security camera in a small village captures something absolutely sinister. So just what is this chilling looking creature caught crawling along an alleyway?
The figure crawls forward with an almost mechanical rhythm, limbs bending at unnatural angles, its pale face locked forward as if tracking something specific. Some argued it's clearly staged, pointing to the theatrical hair and mask-like features. Others noted the fluid, non-human joint articulation, suggesting something genuinely anomalous. What unsettles me personally is the deliberate pacing. It doesn't rush. It doesn't hesitate. If this entity knows it's being filmed and simply doesn't care, what does that say about its confidence in remaining unidentified? Cold fluorescent light hums through an abandoned factory corridor as something massive lumbers past rusted machinery, its pale skin catching the overhead glow. A facility manager reviewing security footage from November 22 in rural Pennsylvania said he deleted the file immediately after watching it once, refusing to discuss what Camera 4 recorded that night. The creature's gait is disturbingly methodical, not frantic or confused, its elongated arms swinging with practiced ease as if it knows exactly where it's going. Online, some dismiss it as rendered CGI, while others point to the creature's anatomically consistent muscle movement and the way shadows fall naturally across its hunched frame. Personally, what unnerves me is how it never acknowledges the camera, suggesting this isn't its first patrol through that hallway. What unsettles viewers isn't the creature's appearance, but how deliberately it moves through a space monitored by technology meant to catch trespassers. The footage was captured by a backyard security camera in an undisclosed rural location, activated by motion sensors after midnight. The animal exhibits a slinking, serpentine gait, its white head turning directly toward the lens before disappearing behind the tree, as if familiar with surveillance patterns. Online debate splits sharply. Skeptics identify it as a honey badger or skunk distorted by infrared exposure, while others point to its hairless skull-like head and unnatural stripe pattern. Personally, what stands out is the pause, that calculated moment of eye contact, suggesting the creature understood it was being recorded. Deep along a murky river at night, a man shines his flashlight from a boat toward the opposite bank, where 5 small figures stand motionless at the water's edge. They resemble children, but their ears are unnaturally large and pointed, and they don't flinch when the beam hits them directly. One crouches to touch the water, while the others stare back, unblinking. Then their eyes ignite red. Something massive splashes near the boat, and the man abandons it, scrambling onto shore and sprinting into the jungle. What unsettles me is their coordination. They didn't scatter or react. They waited, like sentries. The footage reportedly comes from a backyard security camera installed by a homeowner after repeated disturbances in their yard at night. The dog, a boxer mix that normally sleeps soundly outdoors, suddenly jerks awake as a pale, unnaturally elongated figure vaults the back wall in a single fluid motion. What unsettles me isn't just the creature's speed, it's the purposefulness. It doesn't stumble or hesitate. It moves like something that has done this before. The dog lunges defensively, and after a chaotic exchange, the creature retreats with the same calculated precision it arrived with, vanishing over the wall as if testing boundaries rather than hunting. The dogs scatter in absolute panic, scrambling across snow-covered ground as something watches from the tree line. A homeowner reviewing his security footage later that night noticed the timestamp: 4:20 a.m., January 2026. What sent two large guard dogs into complete terror stands motionless in the background, antlered and impossibly tall. Some argue it's a deer caught at an odd angle. Others point out deer don't make dogs flee like prey animals. Personally, what unsettles me is its posture. It doesn't move like something caught off guard. It stands like something that knows exactly where the camera is. A backyard fence, late-night quiet, nothing out of the ordinary, until a pale, goat-headed figure steps into frame, moving with a gait no human or animal should possess. The creature doesn't rush. It walks slowly, deliberately, pausing mid-stride to turn its horned head toward the camera, as if it knows it's being watched. Some believe it's a skinwalker, a being from Native American lore that mimics, but never fully becomes. Others point to the eerie reflectiveness of its skin under infrared, suggesting digital manipulation. Personally, what unsettles me most is its posture: upright, aware, patient. If this thing wanted to be unseen, it would be. Under black and white night footage in what looks like a quiet farmyard, tension rises without warning. A homeowner testing a new barn camera captured their German Shepherd frozen mid-bark, staring at the door while sheep huddled motionless behind it. Then something lunges through the frame, a reptilian head with elongated jaws snapping toward the dog. What disturbs viewers most isn't the creature itself, but the dog's reaction. It holds its ground as if recognizing something familiar. From my perspective, the sheep's stillness tells the real story. If this were staged, wouldn't they scatter? This footage spread rapidly across social media because it hits a powerful nerve. Millions who fly over Ram Setu every year suddenly imagine they could witness something sacred. The clip showed passengers crowding the windows, one woman frozen in shock, then reveals a silhouetted figure walking the ancient bridge below. Believers online claimed it validated the Ramayana's account of Hanuman constructing this very path. Skeptics immediately noted the obvious digital overlay, the impossibly clear silhouette, the theatrical timing. But what genuinely unsettles me isn't the fake itself. It's how desperately people wanted it to be real, sharing it as proof before asking any questions. Candlelight flickers across centuries-old rock formations as something wooden stirs among the thorns, its segmented shell catching pale afternoon light. What unsettles me personally is how deliberately it moves, not mechanically, but with purpose, as if it's been waiting decades to walk this exact path. Skeptics point to obvious stop-motion animation, yet believers ask why someone would carve a creature matching regional folklore descriptions, then film it, navigating terrain it shouldn't know. If ancient landscapes can animate what we carve from their wood, what memories do those carvings carry? What unsettles me about this footage isn't the creature itself, but how utterly indifferent the animals are to its presence. A donkey and dog stand motionless in the pen, completely calm, while a pale humanoid clings to the fence behind them, like it belongs there. Online, skeptics immediately pointed to the lack of animal reaction as proof of digital manipulation. Believers countered that perhaps these creatures emit something that prevents detection, a biological camouflage beyond sight. But if that's true, if something can perch 3 feet from living prey without triggering any survival instinct, then every assumption we have about predator and prey breaks down. Deep in the Pine Barrens at midnight, a homeowner's motion-activated security camera catches something that local legends have whispered about for centuries. What makes this footage particularly unsettling is how the creature moves, not with panic or aggression, but with a kind of deliberate confidence, as if it knows this path well. Some viewers insist it's masterfully crafted CGI, pointing to the unnatural gait. Others note how its eyes reflect infrared light exactly like deer or coyotes do on trail cameras. What I find most chilling is its behavior. It doesn't investigate the camera or freeze when detected. It simply passes through, like it's been doing this for years. The footage comes from what appears to be a motion-activated trail camera positioned along a wooded roadside, the kind hunters use to monitor deer traffic after dark. What it captured instead was something else entirely. A pale, hairless figure drops from a stone wall and lands on all fours. Its movements disturbingly fluid yet wrong, like watching an animal that learned to walk by studying humans rather than instinct. When it turns toward the lens, 2 massive eyes ignite with reflective light, and it begins moving forward in a low, deliberate crawl. Then it lunges. Online, some insist it's a skinwalker, others claim digital manipulation. But what remains unexplained is the gait itself, neither fully human nor recognizably animal. Something stands perfectly still in chest-high grass, its skeletal frame hunched and its glowing eyes locked on the camera as if it had been waiting there all night. A man was walking his dog near the marsh when his flashlight caught movement that made him freeze, realizing this thing had been watching him approach in complete silence. The creature takes one slow, calculated step forward, its deer-like skull tilting slightly, ribs visible beneath translucent skin. Some people insist it's CGI, too polished, too deliberate. Others point to not deer sightings across rural wetlands, where witnesses report the same unblinking stare, the same patient advance. What unsettles me is how it doesn't rush. It doesn't need to.